It's time to eat that frog. We're going to dive into the intro of what it means to eat the frog. Steve already ate the frog this morning, and so we're going to dive into the book with you. You
I would
don't
say it was
have
a
to
baby
have the
frog.
book.
It was a baby frog.
Yeah, but a baby frog is a frog.
It's true. It was not good by any means.
We're going to talk about that in a second. But as you're tuning in, let us know where you're tuning in from. We like to go through books in the morning to help you with your mindset. We have a book to give away. And so super exciting. In general, you might be saying, wait, I don't have the book. I know a lot of you like to purchase the book and go through it with us. It's a really short little book. So you can tune in here. You can go get the book. You can read it with your spouse or somebody like one of your kids. Like you can go through it very easily. We're going to give you the brief overview. It's going to be great. So let us know where you're tuning in from.
It's interesting because I think we often forget about our public libraries. You can also go to your public library,
You
probably
don't have
go
to
meet
buy
some people,
it. Right.
and they have this book there. I can guarantee it. If you want it immediately, just go get the Kindle. It's probably like $4.
Weren't you just
If you
listening
wanna
to something for
listen to
free
it,
on YouTube?
You can check
Weren't
it
you?
out on YouTube. The audiobook is on YouTube.
So there's lots of
It
ways
is a
that you
great
can
book.
read or listen to the
It's
book.
been around for a long time. And so we're just curious, have you ever ate that frog? Is it a brand new concept? Have you heard of it before?
Yeah.
Have you read this book? But here we go.
All right, so it's talking about, or I'm gonna tell you the winner in just a second. So we'll share with you in just a minute. Stay tuned. But the basis of the book is organizing tasks by priority. So he says this: if you feel overwhelmed or you've got too much to do or not so much time, we're gonna help you eat the frog. And the frog is the concept, or it's the one thing in your day that you might procrastinate, you don't want to do. It might be the hardest thing, the thing that needs to be done, but you're going to put it off, and therefore you might, I shouldn't say never do it, but maybe wait till the very last minute to do it.
I think it's so often it's the thing that we know we need to do,
Right?
that we have a tendency of saying, oh, I'll just get to it later. I'll just get to it later. And then later just never comes around.
Right. So it says this. The truth about frogs, it has been said that if the first thing that you do each morning is to eat a live frog, you can go through the day with the satisfaction of knowing that there's probably the worst thing that's going to happen to you all day. Your frog is your biggest, most important task, the one that you're most likely to procrastinate on if you don't do something about it right now. Steve ate a baby frog this morning.
It's funny because I'm probably guessing people are like, you ran, who cares? To me, that's a big deal.
Wait, you didn't even say what your frog was.
I just did. I ran on the treadmill.
But why is that
Cardio.
such a big deal? Okay, so we've been going through books for almost 2 years, right? And last book, called The Power to Change, if you haven't read it, I would encourage you to read it, talks about the who before the do. Mm-hmm. I'm actually really excited because he mentioned something about that in this book. Yeah. And so Steve conquered sugar. That was an addiction that he feels like he was delivered from.
I've been delivered from. I'll give you a fun update. Yesterday, Grandma stopped by, and Grandma stopped by with, guess what?
4 boxes
of Girl Scout cookies.
Girl Scout cookies.
And a lot of you justify it because you're like, you know what?
Grandma
did this for years.
Them.
Grandma brought them. Grandma
can't be rude.
Grandma even opened them and slid them over and said, try them. These are the new ones.
These are new.
It goes to a good cause.
Grandma, we love you.
Raises awareness.
Mom, I love you.
But guess what? I did not succumb to the pressures of the grandma.
Well, he's been working towards goals. And so in general, he's like, I'm not going to do it. He said no because he knows his who before the do. Right?
It's true. So phase 2, they're probably wondering, well, like, what's phase 2?
Now, what is next?
Portion control and cardio.
So he is going to be running a 15K. Is that correct? In July.
I don't really want to, but here's what happened. In December, it was just after Christmas. I got invited to do a 5K mud run. And my good friend, he's like physically fit. And he's doing the 15K mud run. And the girls were like, Dad, don't do it. You're just going to waste all your money.
Well,
like,
you
why
asked
would
if
you
could do it. You think, girls, do you think I can do it? And we all said
no.
No.
It was they didn't even have to think about it. And you know that's a problem where there was no thought behind it. It was just immediate reaction was, nope, Dad's not going to do it. So in the process of becoming in the best shape of my life, by the time I reach, how old am I? Oh, you're older than me. That's
yes.
right. But anyways, I thought to myself, you know what? I can do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to show the girls what's possible. And so the next day I hopped on the treadmill and I knocked out 3.2 miles. Now, it may have knocked me back a little bit, but I had to just show them
that
Maybe
he could do something.
it was partially
It.
pride and ego, but
Right.
the reality is I did the 3.2, and if I had to just train for that by July, I've already accomplished it. So I had to push myself a little bit more.
Mhm.
So I had to eat more frogs, obviously. But I'd like to say a good mentor of mine said, Steve, your body type's not really built for cardio. So I've always used that as like this running theme of my life. But I figure if Rocky can do it and if Creed has to do cardio, I
You can
should
do
probably
it.
have to do cardio
All
as
right.
well.
So the reason I say he ate the frog this morning is because probably about a month ago, I said, babe, if you're going to run this 15K, you need to start doing cardio right now. You need to start doing cardio right now. And he would say things like, yeah, I'm going to do it when the ice melts. I'm going to do it when it's nice outside. And I was like, we have a treadmill upstairs. Go upstairs and start. Like, just move your body. And he's like, I'll do it after CrossFit. I'll do it later in the evening. It was one of those things that he knows he should do so that when it comes to July, he's not in the most pain of his life. He needs to prepare so he can succeed, right?
Oh, there's comments that are wondering, how's your stretching going?
Actually, I feel like I'm doing good.
Okay.
I actually do feel like I'm doing good. I would
There
say
was
there's a
no
couple.
comments. I just thought I'd ask.
Oh. Oh, I actually do feel like I'm doing good. I don't feel like I've
great.
stretched every single day, but I think 3 to 4 days a week is great. I didn't do the best when we were traveling, but I'm doing better. Okay, let me finish my thought. That was rude. Okay, here's my thought. Stop laughing at me. Here is what I wanted. I was so proud of you because in general, he would push it off, and then he'd be like, ugh. So this morning, I was sitting at the table reading, drinking my ketones, answering some of your questions, and all of a sudden, I heard the treadmill.
Thud.
And I went, he's eating the frog, because we were talking about eating the frog. And I thought, good job, babe. You did something that you were procrastinating and you did it first. That's what this book is about. It's about taking the one thing that's the most important. So he says this, he goes, the first rule of a frog eating is this: if you have to eat 2 frogs, you eat the ugliest frog. And I feel like running is something that you're not super excited about.
No.
And so you said, I'm going to do it first of the day, because when you do that, it's this book, we're just in the very beginning. He talks about how you're going to have discipline. You're going to have to, like, if you want to truly accomplish things, you've got to make a list and prioritize. What is the thing that you're procrastinating? What is the thing that you're like, if I were to do that first in my day, I'd feel accomplished, right? Yep. It gives you endorphins. It makes you feel like you've won your day. You're going to have even a better day because you ate the frog and you did the thing that you've been putting off until later. It might be making a phone call. It might be organizing something. It might be planning your meals. It might be prepping your lunch. I don't know what that is. And sometimes that might seem super like minuscule, but in general, if you did the one thing that you're going, I know I need to do it, I don't want to do it, that's your frog.
Yeah, I will say the frog that I ate this morning was a small frog.
Yeah.
And every day moving forward, the frog will get a little bit bigger. But I'd like to think that every day, it's kind of just like that whole thing of when you know who you are, you know what to do.
Yeah, he talks about that.
I also agreed. Like, this was a commitment I made to myself. So just something to process today as you're listening to this, either live or on the replay,
right,
is what are the things that you've maybe even secretly committed to yourself? I mean, maybe you didn't make a bold statement and say it to your kids or say it online or post it anywhere. But like, what are those things that you keep saying to yourself? Like, I'm going to do this, right? And we're not getting into the whole behavior modification part, but it's about who you are. It's about you becoming the best version of yourself. It's about you walking out and fulfilling those things that only you were called and created to do. So for you, what is that? If you feel like sharing it, you can comment down below. You can send us a message if you want someone to help hold you accountable. But I would just say, challenge yourself today you have the awareness of it. Now it's time to do something about it.
It's good.
Like, we truly want this to be a community of people who are actually taking action on the things that they were called and created to do. Why? Because we don't want to play small. We don't want to sit on the sidelines of life. Like, we want to live our biggest and best lives by taking one small step every day, by eating one frog every day.
Yeah. I want you to eat the frog you're going to procrastinate on.
Yeah.
So here's how he ends the intro. We'll dive into chapter 1 tomorrow, but he says, He goes, I want you to see yourself as the kind of person who gets important jobs done quickly and well on a consistent basis. Yeah, we talked about the who before the do. Go read The Power to Change if you haven't read that book. Your mental picture of yourself has a powerful effect on your behaviors. Visualize yourself as the person you intend to be in the future. Your self-image, the way that you see yourself on the inside, largely determines your performance on the outside.
It's powerful.
And so I would just say today, I want you to sit back, like Steve said, and I want you to think about what is the thing that you're procrastinating on, you need to do. It's the big task. What this book is going to do, it's going to teach you how to prioritize. And so I'm excited to get into the book with you. It's not going to take us long. It's a pretty basic concept, but now you know. Right. Like if you're thinking throughout your day, you have an awareness and you're like, if you find yourself saying, I'll do that later, I don't want to do that, that needs to get done, that's your frog, and that's what you're going to write down and you're going to go after and dominate it, because you're going to feel amazing after you do it and have a more productive day.
I like it.
We have a winner of this book. And so for those of you who either ordered yesterday or you liked and shared the live, your name went into a drawing. Ruth, you are the winner. So Ruth R. I probably won't say your last name right. Rieger? Ruth Rieger, you are the winner. I need your address. Congratulations. We'll do some more giveaways. We like to give things away, whether it's ketones, mom fuel, dad fuel, books. We love to help people feel better and also work on their mindset. And so I want to say thank you for tuning in. Anything else you want to say?
Oh, I've got so many things I want to say.
So many things.
But we're going to save them for the future episodes of Eat That Frog.
All right.
So we believe in you. Make it happen today.
Have a great day. Reach out with questions. We'd love to help you. I hope you guys have an incredible day, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in.